Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of Divine Love Talk, where we talk about all things life, love, and spirit. We're going to get into a general reading for the collective to see what this full moon did, what we can expect, what cycle ended, what's going on, right? We have a lot of cosmic happenings going on. And as above, so below, right? If the planets are a bit chaotic, then life on Earth is a bit chaotic, right? We had Neptune go retrograde on July 4th, and we saw everything that happened after that. And then Saturn goes retrograde today. Yay! How my Capricorn's doing, right? Because you had that full moon in your sign. Oh, it's the Capricorns, right? And now your planetary ruler, Saturn, has gone retrograde, causing us to reflect on the things that are blocking us from achieving our dreams. Karma is going to be issued in heaps and bundles. So whatever happens to your favorite, let it happen, right? Everything is happening the way that it is supposed to happen. And my voice, my mouth just got really, really dry all of a sudden. We won't be doing any personal readings on the live, but we will be doing a collective reading and then posting it to the YouTube channel. So if you miss any part of it, it's okay. It's all right. We're going to post it to the YouTube channel. So make sure you're following me on there. If this is your first time on Divine Love Talk for the collective love message, the collective general message, definitely let us know where you're from and how you're doing on this Saturday, July 12th, right? As we prepare for Saturn to go retrograde, and then Mercury is going retrograde in 5 days on the 17th. That being said, I'm going to turn away. I haven't even looked at the comments yet, but I will definitely look at the comments once we're done pulling the reading for the collective. Holy Spirit, what message, as faded, right, pops out? What message does the collective need to know about this full moon? You know what? We're going to do it this way first, right? See what the full moon ended. See what the full moon, what you can expect with the Leo new moon in 2 weeks. Holy Spirit, what did the full moon end, and what can the collective expect this weekend, this week, these next 2 weeks as we get ready for the new moon in Leo? Definitely let us know how you're doing and where you're from on this Saturday. Thank you for spending this part of your day with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and me. This is the current energy of the collective. The cycle that ended with the Capricorn full moon that we saw on Thursday, right? What these next 2 weeks are going to be preparing you for. And something else you should know, the overall energy with this Four of Pentacles gives the energy of holding on to what you have. This is not a time to be spending frivolously. I know it's the summer here in, North America, and pretty much everybody on the north side of the equator, right? Enjoying summer, doing summer things, but you definitely want to hold on to your finances as the chaos ensues. When these planets are going retrograde and the different things are happening, there's no real way of determining how your life is going to be turned upside down. We already knew the job of the Capricorn full moon was to turn our lives upside down so it can make things right side up. Things need to fall apart before they can fall together. And for those of you who have those big wishes, those big dreams, those big desires you've been working on manifesting into your reality, there's the possibility that you're going to have the most trying of times, but understand it's all in preparation to receive the very thing that you've been asking for, hoping for, and wishing for. The general energy of the collective right now is you've been waiting, and I get that, right? A lot of you have been on this journey a very long time, and you keep hearing any day now with this eclipse and that new moon and that full moon, and when this happens, and within a month and within the season, and the season comes and goes. The eclipse comes and goes, right? The seasons change, the year change, and the very thing you've been waiting for still hasn't come. But you got to remember that it still hasn't come in yet. This is when your faith is going to be rewarded. Your guys are asking you to keep focused on whatever desire, whatever plan, whatever it is that you've been trying to manifest. Just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Continue to have faith. What cycle is ending? With the moon, right? And the moon card comes out. We're going to get some clarification because for whatever reason, Spirit is being very, they're using a lot of analogies. They're not coming straightforward, but we're going to get the straightforward answer. The biggest part with this moon card, with what was ended, everything that was hidden, especially for those of you who have people in your circle that don't mean you well. You've been seeing people's true motives and intentions. And some of you, you got that information either Wednesday night or Thursday night. This Capricorn full moon that we just had, it didn't come to play. It definitely came to make things right. Certain relationships are coming to an end, whether that be friendships, lovers, parents, siblings, cousins, co-workers, whatever. Whoever is in your life that doesn't deserve to be in your life, that doesn't mean you any good, it's now been made super duper clear that they don't belong in your life. What you choose to do after this, what you choose after finding this out to do with that person is totally up to you. Right? You have that beautiful thing. We have that beautiful thing called free will, and we are able to do whatever we want, whenever we want, with whomever we want, right? As long as we don't, harm, we're not a harm to ourselves or others, right? But Spirit has made it loud and clear who you're meant to hold on to and who you are meant to release. What are you being prepared for over the next 2 weeks? Wish fulfillment, happiness on every single level for those ships to finally come in with this 9 of Cups, being happier than you've been in a long time. If you've been paying attention and writing things down and doing your journaling, you would have noticed that right around the solstice, June 20th, right? Within a week or two after the solstice, you got a couple of glimmers, right? Glimmers are those things that let us know that our wish is coming in, our dream is about to manifest into our reality. You got little sparks thrown your way about this thing happening, and then it kind of disappeared. Right, you got a taste of it. Once all these planets go forward, so we're looking at towards August, right? September, and that comes with a whole other cosmic forecast, right? You will find that your life progresses forward. Something else you need to know, pay attention with this Page of Swords. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Don't take anything for granted. Oh, that's just how she acts. That's just, how they are. And, they don't know no better. A lot of people in your life, or I should say, a lot of you have been giving folks like the benefit of the doubt. You've been letting them slide because, they do things and you're like, oh, that's just the way they are. They mean no harm. They mean all the harm they could possibly muster up within their soul. And they're banking on you to excuse their bad behavior. No more excusing bad behavior as you wait for your ships to come in. Holy Spirit, any other messages the collective needs to know on this? Oh, okay. This is for somebody in particular. Anything else the collective? All right, that fell not on the floor, but it fell way over yonder. Anything else? All right, clarify the moon card. for the collective. All right, somebody's on the live, right? That I don't want to say desperately. And if it ties into the message we recorded before we got to the live about a relationship moving forward, right? We've heard this before. The summer is going to be filled with lots of engagements, lots of weddings, lots of elopements, right? For the person on the live, and this could be either you or you know of someone going through this that's very, very, it's not a situationship. They have some entanglement, yeah, we'll call it that, going on with either somebody that they met at work or somebody that they met while working. Like if you're a bus operator, right? Somebody who got on your bus or somebody who walked into your office, right? And they're like, I wonder where this thing is going. This is where it's going. You guys didn't meet by coincidence. You guys didn't meet by chance, right? Especially if you guys met in March, June, May. Those are very, very poignant, important times, right? Somebody's very skeptical about moving forward, and that's, normal, right? Especially with the dating pool being what it is. But your guides want you to know, to that person who's heavy in the, I gotta know, I gotta know, I gotta know, I gotta know. Now you know, just let it be. Now you know what's going to happen. Just let the cards fall as they may, especially if you're dealing with a Pisces, because still waters run deep. A lot of times, divine masculines and divine feminines, right? A lot of people do this. They'll have all the feelings in the world for you and you would never know. They keep everything bottled in, right? Going back to the Four of Pentacle energy, and you will never know. They will never let on that they are secretly in love with you for a variety of reasons, right? Maybe they got burned before. They think that once you know, you're going to take advantage of them. They're not ready to take on the responsibility of that confession, right? Because if they tell you they're in love with you, they're gonna have to start showing up like they're in love with you, and they just may not want to do that right now for whatever reason. Instead of looking at it as negative and like they should be doing this and they should be doing that, life has made it really, really hard to love from the heart, especially if you are an empathic person, an intuitive person, because we get taken advantage of the most, right? Because we have the biggest hearts, the kindest ways. And after a while, you put up your guards, right? You tend to be hesitant. You still have that big heart, but you are hesitant about who you let in, who you even show that you have a big heart, so nobody takes advantage of you. There are a lot of divine masculines who are in this energy. And once they have that light bulb moment, once they have that push from spirit, that nudge from spirit, some of you are going from a no contact situation. When did this turn into a love reading? Some of you are going from a no contact situation to straight running to the courthouse, straight running to the chapel, right? Straight running and doing what needs to be done. When it comes to your finances, right? And things being a little, spirit is saying wibbly wobbly, up and down, right? Going through periods of having more than enough and then having not enough, that is shifting. You have to shift. Those of you who are in this energy, when things are going good, you're fine. But when things are going not so good, you get anxious. When you're in that anxious energy or any negative energy, you're going to experience things that make you more anxious or carry on that emotion. Hold firm to your frequency. If you want a certain outcome, or start acting as if that outcome already is happening for you. No matter what shows up in the 3D, keep your vision of love, of life, of whatever firm, and do not let the distractions, and I think we talked about that the last time we were live, don't let the distractions of life deter you from your vision, right? You know what was revealed to you. You know the promise. Allow it to manifest. There's going to be a few more shakeups during the next 2 weeks. Ride it out. Don't look too deeply into anything or anyone. Know that everything at all times, all day, every day, 24/7, 365, all things are working together for your highest good. The whole universe is conspiring to bring you wish fulfillment on every single level. The thing you got to do is get out of your own way and allow it to happen. And again, it's hard. It's easier said than done, but I have faith in you that you can do it. Clarifying this three of, oh, my divine feminines, right? This three of wands where we said waiting for your ships to come in. When is it going to happen? When are they going to come in? When are they going to do this? When am I going to chill out, relax, have a seat, make something to drink, right? It's going to, even her face is like, come on, how much longer? You're not going to like this, right? Because Spirit has been saying for a lot of you, just a little while longer. What does that even mean? It means to hold on to your faith, right? This sudden change, this sudden shift, not just in marriage and relationships or your finances, a sudden shift in your life can happen at any moment, but it happens the moment you are most aligned with that outcome. That's why you're being asked to hold the vibration. Hold the vision of what you're trying to manifest as if you already have it. Clarifying the happiness that's coming, because this is what it's all working out for, right? This is what it's all happening for, right? Clarifying the Nine of Cups is the family room, right? But with the wealthy man, who's kind of working things out, the main female, this feels like family coming together, things being balanced finally, everything in its place finally. But again, you have to get out of your own way. Any last messages for the collective, Holy Spirit? And then we'll get into your comments that fell on the floor. We're not going to get that, but we will take this one. Anything else? That one. What's the vibe for these next 2 weeks now that we've had this explosive Capricorn full moon? What's the vibe for the next 2 weeks as we go to the new moon in Leo? So before we pull these, right? Fork in the road, decisions having to be made, right? Going back to what was said about it being made clear about the people in your life and what purpose they serve or served, right? Letting go, right? There should be no more confusion with this puzzle card coming out in the reverse, right? Or isolation, having things not be clear to you, right? Because they've made it painstakingly clear. What else do you need before you let that person go, before you let that situation go? What else do you need to make that change? What else do you need to be motivated to take the action that you know will lead you to that happily ever after? You know you've been carrying somebody for far too long. You know you've been pouring into something or someone that hasn't been reciprocal. They haven't been giving you the same, they haven't been matching your energy, right? Let it go. It's time to walk away and let it go. And lastly, the happy, but it's in the reverse. Free will. You can do whatever you want to do, even though Spirit, you guys, the angels have made it clear to let go of that person, let go of that job, let go of that situation in order for you to have your happiness. Everything is in your hands. You have to make the choices. You have to do the moving, right? All the heavy lifting. And with this 26, they're highlighting 8, which is the number of karma, which is Saturn's number. And today Saturn goes retrograde. Use these next 2 weeks to go over your list and check it twice, right? Dot your I's, cross your T's, right? Is this the life you want to be living? Are the people in your life supposed to be there? Are these the same people that you want to take with you on the next leg of your journey? Because if not, let them go. Especially before we hit that Lionsgate portal. July 26th is when the portal opens up and peaks on our favorite number, 88, right? If you're trying to call in abundance, you're trying to call wealth, and you're wondering why it hasn't happened yet, because you're too giving. And we love that. We don't want you to change that. But givers attract takers, and you still have too many takers on your team that you call friend, lover, mom, cousin, neighbor, right? It's time to let them go. And yes, it's going to hurt. And yes, they're going to talk badly about you. And yes, it's going to be frustrated. And then it'll be a memory, because you'll be too busy enjoying your happily ever after to worry about who and who has what and what to say about you. And if you're feeling froggy and in your head about who has what to say about you, put a ward on your name. If you know, you know. If you have a question, put it in the chat and we'll talk about it. What's the affirmation for this weekend? What? Okay. Ooh. 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 Okay. Get ready to take a screenshot, because we have a couple. We have 3. Right? First one being, I am the blueprint for success. You are. You've always had it within you, right? Like Dorothy, you always knew how to go home, but you had to go through this journey and learn some other stuff before you could. Success is my natural state of being. It is your destiny to be happy. It is your birthright to have abundance on every single level. This was never something that we were supposed to strive for, right? Wish for, hope for, desire. It was just supposed to be. But, life and, being tricked into thinking that, things are scarce, when in actuality, everything on the earth and in the astral is abundant. And my favorite, everything I touch turns to gold, right? Some of you, once you lighten your load, you get rid of all the takers, all the users, all the abusers, right? And you lighten your team, and you only are surrounded by people who really pour into your soul, and you do only the things that satisfy your soul. There's no more vision boarding, journaling, 369, writing affirmations. There's no more of that. You simply say what you want and it appears. When you are in the energy of being truly aligned, right, and holding that vibration, the whole universe yields to your wishes. The whole universe conspires to help you sustain your happiness. That is your message. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Get some questions. We're not doing any readings on the live, but if you would like a personal reading, that information is in my bio. Select readings are still 50% off, celebrating the anniversary of us being 3 years on the live. And if you have your personal discount code, you get the 50% off plus your discount code. Let's see who is here. Hi, Margie. Positive vibes. Thank you for the follow. Hi, Ali. How are you? I want to say Tiana is here. I want to say I saw her profile. I could be wrong, but I want to say I saw her profile when I glanced down. Hey, Melinda, Melly Mel, how are you? How is everybody doing? There she goes. Toots Magoots, how are you? I thought I saw you. You're definitely talking to me about my Pisces. Don't tap out just yet. Just yet, right? Not saying that eventually you won't have to, or you will, right? But Capricorn, full moon, right? Neptune retrograde. All of these cosmic happenings, Mercury retrograde even, are forcing people to really sit down, take a look at their life and decide, do an inventory. Is this what they want? Right? Are they living life the right way? Are they showing up in the way that they want to show up? Like, is this how they want to live for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? And if not, what changes needs to be made, right? What are they at risk of losing? What are they at risk of losing if they don't change? That's one of the biggest questions being asked of the collective right now. Who else is here? Hi, Penny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy girl. Well, hey, happy girl, because that was very specific and that was very, very loud. Very loud. Hey, New Heart. How are you? How are you? Hey, Crystal. We're not doing any personal readings on the live. If you'd like a personal reading, that info is in the bio. New Heart, what's going on your side of the world? I am blessed. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Lots of new names that I've never seen before, and I love that for us. Thank you for spending this part of your day with the Soul Tribe, who I haven't seen yet, and Spirit and me. Oops. As I'm going through everybody's comments. Okay, I think I got through everybody's comments. Naz, is that you? Hi, Erica. All right. Hi, Sharon. I've been doing well, and all of a sudden, right, as Mercury is about to go retrograde, that Mexico trip is flooding your brain. Darn it. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk. And I've missed you too. And you are doing well. You're doing very well and probably better than you think, because you haven't fallen into the reach out to this person because they fell into a trap. You've been doing good, at least according to your guides. Miss Green, how are you? All right. Well, Claudia, I'm grateful that you're here. Eve, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Oodles and oodles. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys, oodles and oodles. Before we wrap up the live, any questions about anything that came out during the reading, anything you need further clarification on, any general questions, right, you have about life, love, and spirituality, any general questions about the cosmic happenings, no specific questions, right? If you want a reading, they're 50% off, right? Get a reading. But right now we just want to see what the collective has going on, see what the group needs. Well, thank you, Queen Mo Diva. I appreciate that. Are you from Miami? I've always wanted to go to Miami. You know what? Since there's a couple of love questions, what we will do is pull a quick love reading. Just a quick love reading for the collective. So being it's a collective message, take what resonates and leave the rest. Right? Right. This may not be as quick as I think, but we're going to try to do a quick love reading. See what this new moon, the full moon, is doing to your love life. Holy Spirit, can we get a collective love message? What does the collective need to know about this Capricorn? Those of you who have been repeating patterns with your person, this Capricorn full moon definitely wants to put an end to that. A hard, firm decision needs to be made to get off the merry-go-round, Spirit is saying. Especially if you find that your relationship issues aligned with the different cosmic happenings over the past 18 months, like around the eclipses especially. You need to make a firm decision. Your current energy in love, what the full moon ended, what you can expect, right? And something you need to know. Overall energy, da da da, right? Things being made right with the Justice card. Libra energy, going back to eclipse season. For whatever reason, the last pair of eclipses, the ones we had in March and the ones we had towards the end of last September, the beginning of last October, they were pretty harsh when it came to relationships, right? A lot of relationships were either brutally ripped apart or severely tested in one way or another because of spiritual influences, people not being ready, just a whole laundry list of reasons. But you were really tested in the fire over those past 6 months or so. We had the lunar eclipse right on 313, and then we had the solar eclipse on 329, right around Aries, right? It seemed to have gone from Pisces to Aries, right? Turning those dreams into the reality. And what fire does with Aries seasons is it makes things cook, right? During that time, and I don't know why they're using that, but your relationship was cooking, right? Especially if you were in separation, things were changing, right? And you were asked to step back. You may not have been paying attention. You may have gotten wrong readings, or, you just did your own thing, even though you knew you were supposed to just step back and let the chips fall, right? Like you're cooking a pot of rice, right? You just, after a while, you just let it do its thing, right? You let it simmer and then you do its thing before it's ready, right? This Capricorn full moon goes back to where you were in March, right? Where you were with your relationship in April, and ask you to make a firm, solid decision, not based on how long you've been together, how much you invested physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. No, 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 no. Going back to the general reading, making a firm decision on if this person and you stayed together as is right now. Nobody worked on their healing. Nobody worked on any changes. Nobody paid attention to the angels and their spirit guides and what they had to say, right? Would you still be happy? Are you even happy, right? But would you still be happy 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Relationships that are coming together now, going back to the marriage card that came out, are supposed to be the ones that are destined to go the long way, right? Forever, if you will. But if you're with somebody because of a superficial reason, right? Or you're letting your feelings get the best of you and you're not really in love, and you know deep, deep down inside that this is not your forever person, it's time to let go. Current energy. Dreaming of that happily ever after. The Ten of Cups is that dream of happily ever after. The Ten of Pentacles is having that happily ever after. And that's a beautiful thing, to have that dream, because it does exist. Regardless of what you see in the tabloids and on social media, time out. Time out. I'm going to need something stronger than this in a minute. Speaking of social media, Divine Feminines, kind of lean in just a little bit, not too much, not too much. Be very, very, very careful of taking advice from divine masculines, right? That cater to, I don't know, reconciliation and giving things from the masculine's perspective and what, the divine masculine is thinking because I'm one, right? Be careful of individuals that have that energy, Because in this moment of clarity, in this moment of preparation, a lot of them are going to come to the forefront to be that distraction. A lot of them are, I don't want to say telling you what you want to hear, but it goes along the lines of telling you what you want to hear so they can harness your energy. That is a thing. There is one particular divine masculine, and I don't know which one of you, but I can tell you if your partner is spiritual, you're spiritual, this is probably where you need to kind of sit up and tune out everything else, right? Because there is a person in the collective right now whose partner appears to be everything, right? They're loving, they're doting, and they're also using you as a almost like an antenna, right? They're tapping into your frequency to be able to be better at what they do, but it's not because they want this happily ever after with you. This is not a true partnership. They want to use you as their spiritual shield and reap all the harvest from connecting through you to connect through the masses, if you catch my drift. And if it wasn't you, it would be somebody else. It's you were the one that said yes, right? This is nothing. Their guide is saying that they don't think, Jesus, that you're special, right? And you deserve, right? Somebody that thinks the world of you, that thinks, you're cooler than the other side of the pillow, right? But this person is definitely not only using you, but using the masses to push their own agenda and grow their own power. This is somebody who has Diddy vibes, but is not as dark as Diddy, right? With the magic that they practice. They don't have like a dark agenda. They just want to be super famous and they don't care how they get there. They don't care what moves that they need to make or whose feminine energy that they need to tap into to get it. So be careful. You've had dreams about it. You've had a feeling about it. Just be careful and don't let this experience taint you or taint your view of love. It is an experience, as all relationships are meant to teach us something, not just about the world of relationships, but about ourselves that make us better human beings at the end of the day. Okay? Okay. I love you. What is this full moon ending when it comes to relationship, right? Delays to connection, because for me, the Two of Wands is the twin flame card, right? But again, it's delays to connections that are divinely orchestrated, right? Spirit doesn't care that that's the mother of your child. Spirit really doesn't care that you've got a house together and business together and you've been together since the past 20, 30, 40 years. Somewhere along the line, you got the sign that that wasn't your forever person and you held on. Those type of relationships that were built on convenience, built just because, those shotgun weddings gotta go. They gotta go, right? Because you will never have that manifestation of that happily ever after if you're still in the energy of holding on to something, someone that you were meant to let go of a long time ago. Whether you're in your 20s or your 80s, you can still have that shot at that fairy tale love as long as you believe it. And going back to what was said in the general message, make room for it to happen and allow it to happen. What you need to be aware of over the somebody's mad. Oh wow. What you need to be aware of over the next 2 weeks. I like this. Remember who you are. Goddess, Empress, Queen, King, Emperor, right? Divine feminine, divine masculine. Remember who you are and what you are worth. This full moon in Capricorn, because Capricorn doesn't cut any corners. Capricorn is about their budget. They're about doing things their way. They're very structured. And if you fall out of that structure, out you go. Capricorns are also very determined and can pull off the impossible. They make the impossible very possible, and they do a good job making it look effortless. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like, how are they scaling that wall at a 90-degree angle? How are all of them scaling the wall at a 90 so gracefully, right? know your worth, and to no longer negotiate it. No longer play small. Oh, nobody doesn't. Whatever excuses you've had for playing small and allowing people to get away with the worst, with not honoring your worth, that has to end, right? If you want this happily ever after on every single level, it starts with you. By honoring yourself on every single level and giving the boot, giving the horns, right? Because you know, a goat will ram you really quick, right? Giving them the horns, giving anyone who doesn't honor you, who doesn't value you, who doesn't cherish you, who doesn't think you're cooler than the other side of the pillow. I don't know why they keep saying that, right? Because that person is out there. So you don't have to settle for somebody who's okay and, fits half your list and the very thing you're wishing for, hoping for, desiring, not just in love, but in all areas of your life, is going to make its way to you. All you got to do is set the intention. Yeah, all you got to do is set the intention and allow it to come to you. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen within a week. There's no time frame. There's how long it takes you to be an energetic match to the thing that you're calling in. Lastly, the thing that you need to know, take that leap of faith, right? But in order to take that leap of faith, right, you got to release the baggage, right? The negative feelings, the relationships that don't satisfy your soul, including relationships at work, right? Where you live. Like, we're only doing things that make us glow from the inside out. With this Fool card, it's leaping into the unknown, right? With little to no baggage, because he only has this little handkerchief tied thingamajig with basically his or hers essentials. You know the saying, travel light, travel far. Whoever, whatever, including your thoughts about how happily ever after is supposed to show up for you, right? Let them go. And let the universe, let your spirit guides, let your angels guide you, right, into what happily ever after is supposed to be. Any final messages for the collective when it comes to love? Trying not to break a nail because last time. Thank you. Clarifying the Fool card, building blocks in the reverse. And oracle cards typically aren't read in the reverse, but this says you've done all the work. It's really time for you to just sit pretty and wait for your ships to come in, right? Stand in your grace, standing in your poised energy, standing knowing that you are the emperor, you are the empress, you are a goddess, you are a god, you are a king, you are a queen. Start walking, talking, and acting like it. The world will adjust, right? And then clarifying all of these, we have observer, breathe, and new life, all in the reverse. Confirming the delays to that new life, right? The delays to your peace, the delays to your wish fulfillment coming in is soon to be over. Your job right now is to sit, not even stand, right? To sit in alignment with your dreams as if they already come true. Start making preparations for that thing. Like, you're going to get married. Well, it's probably time you go through your wardrobe and, slim down your closet, right? Get rid of some stuff, especially for your dating stuff, right? Get rid of that stuff because, your life is changing, right? If you know you want to move, start getting rid of, like, the furniture that you don't use on the everyday, right? Pots and pans that you haven't used in eons, right? Dishes, start consolidating things so when that day comes and you know that you're moving, you won't have much work to do. Start preparing for the very thing in love and in life that you prayed for, because it's going to come. Now that is the love message. We're going to do one final look through the comments and then wrap this up. My goodness, 39 comments. Hi, Beta. How are you? I'm remembering my worth. My spirit guides give me they certainly do give you the smackdown, Margie. Margie. Hi, Juicy. It was 60 people up in here spending their Saturday afternoon with us. Nice. And 66 on your charge. Hey now. Hey now. Juicy. Oh, Eve, they've gotten plenty of warnings, but you know, us humans, when you tell us don't do something, us unhealed humans, I should say, right? Told not to do something, we want to do it like a toddler, right? You tell them, no, don't do that. They're like, don't do that, and they do it, right? Yeah, that's their energy. Hi, Vanessa. How are you, sunshine? Roverson. Hey, Marcy. There goes the soul tribe. There goes the soul tribe. Hey, love. Thank you. I appreciate for taking me along as you cooked and fed the kids. What did you cook, though? Sorry, you missed the general. It will be posted on the YouTube channel sometime this weekend. So be sure you're tuned in to me on there. Before we wrap up, any questions, thoughts, feelings that you want to share with the collective? And again, if you need a personal reading, you can book one using the link in my bio. I don't know why I'm so thirsty. Ooh, I love grilled cheese on a Saturday and fruit. Oh gosh. And in the winter, it's grilled cheese and hot chocolate. My goodness. My goodness. Talk about comfort food. All right, my dears. If something pops up throughout your day, like you remember something, you're like, oh, I wonder, definitely reach out, right? Send me a DM and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All the new people, please, 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 please know that as much as I love spending time with you, as much as I love the fact that you spent time with me and the Soul Tribe, I will never take that as an invitation to end up in your inbox ever, right? Not in 100 years, a million years. No, I don't do that. Those people in your inbox aren't me. Now, if you hit me up, I'm going to respond eventually, but I will never pop up in your inbox. I will never ask you for anything. There are more duplicates of my page, so just be careful out there in these spiritual, be careful everywhere, but most especially in these spiritual streets, because whenever there's a moment of time for a lot of good to happen, a lot of folks, the other side likes to transmute that into something that works for them, right? Energy is energy and can be used any way that, the user sees fit, if you catch my drift. That being said, your name's Cynthia? Aww. The 3 syllables, right? I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Be kind to yourself and one another. And always, 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 always stay blessed.